I'm all broken out. Look like a crazy person. Are you setting that up? Are you setting that up under my email? Oh, you're waiting till I'm done? Hi, friends. This video is not sponsored by ice. These are so good. I just got a whole case of these at Sam's. I don't know if you've tried these. This is the strawberry kiwi or the kiwi strawberry one. They are delicious and they're like my new favorite thing. So they have, this one has 5 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, vitamin A, niacin, biotin, vitamin D, which we all need that, vitamin B6 and vitamin B12 in it. How do they get those things in there? Anyway, I love the ice drinks. They have the new summer flavors out at Sam's. So good morning, guys. Hi, Alwina and Michelle. Hi, Michelle. How are you, my friend? Kelsey Mack, Andrea. Michelle, I thought you were one. Are you signed in under something different? Tabby Bell, Kitty, Andrea, Season. Hi, Season. How are you? Myrna Roy. Good morning, Myrna. I like the ices. What's your favorite flavor? I would love to hear. Mimi, Happy Elf. How are you, Happy Elf? Michelle Gilbert. Ooh, I love your last name. Anna, Pam, Anne, Denise. Thanks for joining me this morning. My leader, Tony, passed these out in our meeting today because one of the members, one of our Weight Watcher members at the studio, she accidentally ordered 72 of them. Okay, here's the thing with the baked scoops. I don't know if you guys know this, but they are very, very, very hard to find in the stores now. I have not been able to find baked scoops in months. I think Molly over at Classically Molly, she was talking about not being able to find these. This little bag of baked scoops is 110 calories, 3 smart points on all plans. And the member that gave these out said she takes these with her to the Mexican restaurant and uses them for dips and guacamole and all that good stuff, salsa, in order to control kind of what she's doing at the Mexican restaurant. And when the bag is gone, she's done eating chips and salsa. So I love that idea. I just wanted to show those to you guys. And then I will, Lauren, oh, I'm glad you caught me live. Here's what they look like. So little scoops. I like these with chili. I think you guys have seen me in the past eat these with like my chili and all that kind of stuff. Delish. And you can find them on Amazon, but don't order 72 of them or you'll be giving them to your friends. So little review for you right there. My husband is in progress right now working on our t-shirts. I'm wearing my David Bowie t-shirt today, you guys. Got to represent for Bowie. But he's ordering our t-shirts. So I'm going to have 2 t-shirts coming out. I'm going to order one in both style to show you guys here online. My husband's designing them and he's a very finicky, right? Finicky t-shirt snob is what he is. He likes the tagless t-shirts and he likes them to be soft and all that good stuff. So I went to my meeting this morning. As you all know, I have been back for a week now today from my cruise. And when I weighed at home on last Sunday, my scale had me up I think it was like 5.5 pounds from the cruise. And I managed to get most of that off. I'm still up 1.6 from the cruise. But I will tell you that this has been really kind of enlightening for me. Now, you guys know I was perfectly on plan for Thanksgiving. I was perfectly on plan for Christmas. But I made a decision to enjoy some things on my cruise and go into my weeklies and go into my activities, which felt a little uncomfortable because I was really worried about how I would get that back off. And basically what I did is I went right back on plan when I got back. I had the last 6 days have been perfectly on plan. Actually, I got back on plan Saturday when we got back into port. I've drank my water. I've gotten between 6,000 and 10,000 steps a day, and I got most of the weight off. So, what does that say about enjoying ourselves? And we talked about that today in our meeting. We talked about mindset, which I've had a complete mindset change over the last year or so in terms of, giving myself permission to do things. Okay. And there are times where I'm like, Amy, we're not going to do that. Like right now, I have a Texas sheet cake here in the house, and I am not even having one piece of that. Not because it's a bad food. I don't want to say it's a bad food, but because I am choosing not to go there because I know what it does to me. So I think, choosing to go and have some fun and then realizing I could get the weight off the next week was kind of enlightening for me because I worry about that sort of thing. And the reality is, if you get right back on plan, whatever that looks like, and for me, it's tightening the plan up. It wasn't that I was off plan, but it's tightening things up. You can get the weight off. You just have to jump right back on to what works for you. What do you want? Anne says, I want one. I will pay whatever it costs to ship to the UK. Oh, you mean this? Is that what you're talking about? Go on Amazon. These are on Amazon. They are from Tostitos, the baked chips. I think that's what you're talking about, Anne. Or Rebecca. Yeah, Anne. The t-shirts. Hey, honey, do they ship internationally is what Anne is asking. He is saying yes, he thinks so. So we're going through a company. Let me get a shirt and I'll kind of show you guys. Hold on one second. What company is this that we're working for? Okay, let me show them this. So the company that we're using, you guys, sorry to step away from the camera, is Bonfire. And this is an example of the t-shirt that my husband just designed for his band. And so they are tagless t-shirts. Do they go up to plus sizes? Will you look for me? Oh, you cut the tag off. Okay, I thought they were tagless. Anyway, he takes the tags off. He's very picky about his shirts. They're really super duper soft. What he looks for are shirts that are not going to rub off, fade, all of that good stuff. And I'm going to have 2 different designs, and each design will come in 5 different colors. What I'd like to hear from you guys is one of the choices I have for colors. I can do the pop t-shirts, the perfectly on plan t-shirts in the Weight Watcher plan colors. So I can do blue. They go up to 4XL. So I can do blue, green, and purple. So if you would like that. And then I'm also going to do the Stay in Orbit t-shirt. And I will show you guys what they look like, the design. I'm going to order a couple myself and show them to you guys. And then I will put the link to the website. You'll just order straight from the website. That way it's professional. You know exactly what you're getting. You're not getting something from my garage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So, oh, good, Anne. I'm glad you're excited. So yes, we made sure to have a company that has, sizes and colors that we like. So he said 4X is what they go up to. Honey Faulkner likes the idea of the plan color t-shirt. So we will do that. I had a crazy night last night. If you're not friends with me over on Facebook, go friend me. I'm under N is for Nurse RN. I have something coming up here on the channel that you guys are going to be like, Amy. I have a big announcement coming in February. Something I'm really, really excited about. Something that just kind of came out of nowhere and has me like pumped and inspired. And I think it's going to give me a direction to go with my channel. That's going to be really fun, that I can incorporate like my love for cooking and Weight Watchers and cookbooks and cooking utensils and things like that. I'm going to kind of pull it all together. So that's coming up. So go over to Facebook. I'm back on Facebook. I'm trying to get my presence back on Facebook because I enjoy my N is for Nurse Facebook. I enjoy you guys over there. It has a different feel to it, as well as Instagram, where I'm N is for Nurse 17. On Facebook, I can do lives and I can do, challenges and things in a different way. So I'm going to be kind of working on that a little bit. I think this last week, I have a little bit of empty nest syndrome. You guys know because you have been hanging out with me over on Instagram this week. And I don't have any makeup on or anything today, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, hormones. But I have been talking about, now that I have my schedule sort of more figured out at work, I've worked really hard on that. My evenings, besides like walking, I feel like uninspired. So I've been looking at some different things. I talked to, not the coach, who is the lady that when you walk in, I used to call her the receptionist at Weight Watchers. Anna, I will explain Stay in Orbit in just a second. She works for the same hospital system that I do. So she and I are, we're buddies and we chat. She told me today about I have, as part of my employee wellness plan, access to an indoor pool at the Olympic Center here. I had no idea until today. I'm like super duper pumped. And so basically, I can go there and do water aerobics. They have water yoga now, you guys, for people that want to do yoga but have trouble, doing whatever the thing is. So she got me all excited, and the times work with my schedule. So they have classes at 5, 6, and 7 p.m. in the evenings. And I can start going because I love water so much. And I did not realize there was an indoor pool. Well, there is one, but it's associated with the system that I work in. So I have access to it. I have access to it. So I'm like totally excited. I'm going to get my membership. I just have to take my badge over there and get enrolled in those classes. So I'm going to go and do that. So that's really fun. So let's talk about mindset. Okay, I had to laugh at the recipe. Let me show you guys the recipe so you can screenshot it if you need to. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. But here's the thing. Kudos to Weight Watchers or WW, whatever they call themselves. Kudos to them for giving us some more recipes that are not crazy, because that was my big gripe last month. That was the rant last month. This month we have buffalo chicken fingers. Okay, here's the deal. They make them out of chicken breasts, right, which are very low point or 0 point. In purple and blue, 0 points. Green, very, very low point. But after they make the wings, and I love wings, after they make them, they're tossing them in butter, which they're actually, tossing them in 2 tablespoons of butter. And this is 4 servings. They're saying this is 4 servings of wings that you get out of this recipe. And each serving is 7 points on green, 4 points on blue, and 4 points on purple. And I'm like, okay, I don't think butter is bad. We just talked about that. There's no bad food. It's not about that. It's like, can we make it lower points? Because do I want to spend my points on butter? I don't understand. But other than that, I'm totally going to try this recipe. I love buffalo wings. I am not going to be tossing my wings in butter or 2 tablespoons of butter. I feel like you could do less butter than that, you guys. So that's where your points is coming from, is the butter. So tell me what you think about that. I think it's very fascinating. We talked about mindset. I really like today my leader, Tony, or my coach, or what is he called? Whatever he is, my leader, Tony, was talking about yellow cars. And he basically uses a yellow car as an anchor. So when he's out driving around, he rides a motorcycle and he drives around with his wife. Whenever he sees a yellow car, he stops himself and he says to himself something positive. He gives himself an affirmation. And he was talking about how when we affirm ourselves and we speak to ourselves in a positive way, that helps to change our brains cognitively, and it helps to increase our positive thinking. And what we know is that when you have positive thinking, it changes your emotions. Your emotions are more positive, and then you make more positive decisions. So I'm going to start doing yellow car. You guys want to start doing that with me when you see a yellow car, having that as a moment to stop, okay? Give yourself an affirmation, remind yourself of what you're doing, that you're trying to take care of your health. One of the meeting members has been doing this for a while, and so she was saying that when she had a bag of cookies that she had just gotten from the store, she was driving in the car, she had opened the bag of cookies, and she went to get a cookie out, and she saw a yellow car, and it totally stopped her, and she was like, "Wait a minute, I'm doing so well on program," and that was her affirmation. I think she had just gotten a charm or something, and she's like, "I'm doing so well on program. Oh, I don't want the cookies now." And it's not that the cookies were bad. It's not that she can't have the cookies. We don't need to assign good and bad to food. It was that in that moment, she could choose not to have the cookies. And instead, she chose an affirmation for herself. So if you guys want to do yellow car with me, let me know. I know, Anne, if you live in New York City, maybe you need to pick a different color, right? Like a red car or a green car, because otherwise, every time you see a yellow cab, although you'd be really positive, I just think you'd run out of affirmations, right? Sorry, I'm a little verklempt. Um, we talked about that. Let me remind you guys about stay in orbit. When I say that, I really am talking about mindset. Changing your mindset, staying in orbit in terms of your plan for wellness. Okay. My husband talked about this a couple years ago on my channel, and that's where I got stay in orbit. It's like me going on the cruise last week. I didn't fall out of orbit, you guys. I still had in the back of my mind all the work that I have done, to lose. Basically, I have lost 41 pounds total on Weight Watchers so far. And we're going down still. We're still going down. The most I ever lost on Weight Watchers was 70 pounds. So I stayed in orbit, which means when I came back, I was still in orbit and I was able to restart what I know works for me this week. So you don't want to fall out of orbit with the plan. In other words, if you need to go to meetings, if you need to weigh every week. My leader today talked about weighing every day, and he said that helps him stay in the right mindset. In other words, that helps him stay in orbit. And he said maybe weighing every day doesn't work for you, but for him, it keeps him accountable, it keeps him on track. I know for myself, if I stop going to weigh-ins or if I don't weigh, the way that I've set that up for myself, I lose accountability and I'm not in orbit. I float away from the program. So, what tethers you to the program? So, here's the program or your planet. What's tethering you to your program? We know that tracking tethers you to the program, right? Your healthy habits tether you, your support, your community, accountability. That tethers you, right? So, you're in orbit of your program. So, you don't want to get rid of those things that tether you to the program. So, when we're saying stay in orbit, it's just a cute way to kind of remember, hey, don't lose your orbit. There may be times of stress in your life, struggle in your life, things going on in your life that no, maybe you can't be perfectly on plan and you're not stringing together, multiple days of good habits, but you're still in orbit. You haven't completely lost it. Okay. You're not back to binge eating or whatever it is that you struggle with, stress eating, middle of the night eating, snacking mindlessly, whatever it is that you had issues with, because we all have different issues. So, oh, Anne, thank you. You're so sweet. Hopefully that kind of helps define it again for you all. I know we've talked about it a lot. So when you wear the t-shirt, stay in orbit, it's kind of a reminder. So the t-shirt is going to have N is for nurse. It's going to have stay in orbit, and it has a really cute graphic on it. My idea for the t-shirts are just ways to lounge, work out, go to meetings, and kind of remember that we have a community here. We're accountable to each other, and that we're all staying in orbit together. That's why I'm still here on YouTube. I'm here because of you guys. I have a lot of friends here on YouTube, and my husband reminded me of that yesterday. He's like, you need to remember why. Honey, remember this discussion while we were driving out of the Sam's parking lot? He said to me, he's listening over there. He said to me, you need to remember why you're doing YouTube. And There's a lot of comparison, there's a lot of competition on social media, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that is not why I am here. I'm here for you guys. I started this channel, my first subscriber was my son, who is still subscribed. My daughter-in-law is subscribed. My husband is subscribed. Like, I'm here for the community and the accountability, and I need you guys. And that's why I haven't left. I've thought about leaving before in the past because there's some pressure for me to, have content or whatever that is. And I'm just going to be myself and I'm going to keep putting the videos out that I feel help me and you be in community together and talk about this thing that we're going through, right? So that's why I'm here. We're going to keep going from this point on. So thanks for being my cheerleaders. I do have some great ideas coming up, though. I got really, really super duper inspired last night because I don't want to be bored over here. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want this to be a boring place for you guys to come. I want us to be doing fun stuff together, learning new things together. Cooking for me used to be really, really fun, especially when the kids were in the house because they like to eat. My husband's not a big eater. So how can I make it fun again? And I've come up with a way to make it fun. I'm going to tell you guys about that in February. Teresa, thank you so much. Lori, thank you so much. Okay. Michelle, yes, ditto. You're my friend and I love you. And honey, thank you so much. Season, thank you so much. It's so funny. I have a lot of people on my channel that I've had for 2 years. Then I have new people that are just consistently here for me. So thanks, guys. I've got a lot of new friends. Let's talk about pop. Perfectly on plan. Right now, we're in weekend warrior mode. Okay, that means we don't want to undo all the good work that you did during the week while you were on plan for 5 days. So we're getting ready again to gear up on Monday for stringing our 5 days together, Monday through Friday. So I am going to check in with you guys again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's Sunday, tomorrow evening. And we're going to make our goals for the week. I've had some people reach out to me and say, Amy, I did really well the first 3 weeks of January. Actually, I can't remember one of you guys said this to me on my channel. It was a comment, and now I'm falling off plan. That's what happens. That's the cycle. Okay. So how do we stay high motivation? How do we stay on top of things? One suggestion I would have is the night before, sit down and pre-track tomorrow or write it down in a planner or a journal on a piece of paper. Write down what your plan is for tomorrow. It really helps to have that structure. You guys remember I read that book on bright line eating, and she talks about how your bright lines are that structure for the day. That you say, this is what I'm going to eat tomorrow. And you may need to leave yourself some points for snacking or for dessert or for emergency, whatever. Okay, that's totally cool. But what you want to do is write it down the night before and commit to it. That's part of that other book. What's the other book I'm reading? I just totally lost the name. You guys, with the cards, help me. Oh, the Beck Diet. The Beck Diet Solution is another one that talks about sitting down and the night before writing down and committing to tomorrow. I have been doing that. I've been outlining my day. My husband and I have been really working on meal planning Monday through Friday, and that's this other piece that I'm talking about that I'm going to start in February, really working on being more intentional, and I have an idea for that. So commit to it. If that's something that you want to do this next week to pop, and part of that is every night I'm going to sit down and either pre-track or write down what I'm going to eat tomorrow and stick to it. I think that would be a good tool and a good goal. So, okay. So Honey Faulkner is saying, I have expanded the pop idea to also mean to stay on plan with what I had decided to do for the day instead of getting diverted or putting my needs last. I love that. Perfectly on plan, being about, this is how I want the day to look. And I'm not going to veer off from that. Okay. And then guess what? if you do veer off a little, you can always correct and come back. And you don't have to do it the next day. You can do it the next moment. We need to start thinking like intentional decisions moment to moment, and not, oh, I'll get back on plan next week or next month, or okay, 2021 is going to be my year. Forget it. I'm not doing it this year, you know? So, oh, my friend Anita is here. Anita, I was up from the cruise. So I was up from the cruise, but down from what I was on Sunday. So up 1.6 total from the cruise. Um, let me see. Okay, makes 58 is saying, I have been using the WW weigh-in booklet and writing down my meals. That's right. And so, the new studio booklets that they gave us, they're humongous, and I have completely misplaced mine, you guys. Um, they have a lot of room in there to pre-track or pre-plan your meals if you want to go with that idea for the week. So I know, Anita. I was like, I really hit it hard. I was kind of like you, although I did not walk. I did not walk. How many miles did you walk? 10 miles the other day? Oh my gosh, you guys need to go check out Anita's page, Chit Chat Patty Whack. She's like totally inspiring right now with her walking. The other day she walked 10 miles, which I was like, ma'am, you are crazy. I love it. So thank you, Maria. Okay, guys, I'm going to get going. Oh, Mima, right. Yes. Reminding yourself of your YouTube why. That's actually a very interesting way of putting it. And that's what my husband was doing yesterday. Because, if you have a YouTube channel out there, you guys know what we're talking about. Sometimes you're just like, I want to do this. I love my community. I want to come on here and talk about it. Sometimes it's difficult, especially if you're going through sort of a schlumpy time. It's difficult to come on here and talk about it. Sometimes you just don't feel inspired. You don't feel like inspiring anybody. You don't want to show your day. Like right now, I'm like, I don't want to blog what I'm eating in a day because of the amount of time it takes in the evenings to edit. It takes me, all day of filming, and then it takes me at least an hour to edit and upload. And it's just a little bit too much at this point. And so we're going to get some more structure here to that, but right now it's not working for me. So I totally get what you're saying. Hi, Kathy Vale. Good to see you. Hi, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn Adams. I really appreciate it. You guys are so sweet. Thank you all for your support. All right, I'm going to see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Denise, you walked 10 miles at Disneyland. I've got to go to Disneyland, and I was threatening Anita to fly out to California yesterday and go to Disneyland with her. And of course, she was like, come on. I don't know that I could do that right now, but I would really I've never been to Disneyland. I'm a Disney World girl. So, all right, Denise Simpson, I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's talk about POP tomorrow night and our goals. And then this next week, I have something I'm going to talk to you guys about. And you're going to think I'm nuts. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Stay in orbit.